There were two attractions, big ones, David Cronenberg and Bruce Wagner. I've been a fan of David Cronenberg's work for such a very long time. I've always wanted to work with him. He's just such a magnificent filmmaker, so assured, so interesting. And actually I've known Bruce's work for a long time too. I first read a novel of his probably in the early 90s, a book called I'm Losing You. So when I came across the script, I loved it. It's interesting too, because Bruce's work is so, like I said, funny and emotional and big, and David is so precise and intellectual and also very good with feeling. So that combination, I think, has been really amazing. She's an actress. She's lived in LA her entire life. She's the daughter of a famous movie star who died. I'd say her mother probably died in a fire when the mother was, I would guess, 35, quite young. Her mother was well respected and more famous than Havana ever was, and I think she's always sort of lived in the shadow of that. And then whether or not there was abuse when she was a child, Havana perceives abuse. So it doesn't really matter what the truth is. What Havana feels that she was abused as a child. She's sad to me because she doesn't have family. You know, you don't see her with anybody. You know, her mother, she's angry at her mother and she believes that her mother's abused her and her mother is dead. You don't see a father anywhere. You don't see a husband. The only boyfriend she has is somebody who's married to somebody else. You know, so she has no children. So here's this woman who's completely isolated in this make-believe world. You know, trying to get a part that her mother made famous. So she's not a person that, you know, feels she's funny, but she's not very happy. Bruce is so imaginative in his writing, so creative, and so funny too. You know, I mean, I think he really does kind of blend the sublime and the ridiculous. You'll have a moment of high comedy that'll kind of like skid right into something very dark and very dramatic, and it's rare that you're ever able to kind of fool around with tone that way. So to be able to have material like this and be in the hands of a director like David Cronenberg, it's just been a tremendous gift. Some people were saying that they felt that the movie was a commentary on celebrity culture and on LA. I think for me, what Bruce is saying, it's more a comment on how we live our lives and what we choose to pursue. It doesn't have to be refracted through the glass of celebrity. I think it makes it kind of a more intense story that way. But it's like, what do people want within, you know, we only have a certain lifespan. What are we going to achieve in that lifespan? How are we going to achieve it? Where do we cooperate with one another? How blind are we to our mortality, you know? So I think it's really just more about human nature, not necessarily about celebrity culture. I think that the movie business is always interesting and fun because it's extreme and it's public in a sense. But I think it could be any business where people are pursuing exterior things in an effort to gain an interior life.